Hello friends, and welcome back to the horror section. This is going to be an oddball video. I couldn't think of anything else to do. I haven't got anything in the last couple days, but I have a lot of my collection in like little milk crates, I guess you could say. And so I'm going to do a video like what's in the crate. So here's the milk crate. So I'm just going to pull a few movies out. I'm not going to go through every one of them. As you can see, I got a couple of Ghostbusters there, but we'll see what's in the crate here. So here we go. First off, I have Battle of Los Angeles. I don't know, Steelbook here. I got this like at a pawn shop for like $1. I've not even watched it, but I'm just odd. I collect just weird Steelbooks and stuff. I can find one, you know, for $1 or whatever. Even if don't even want to watch the movie, I'll get it just for the heck of it. But that's pretty cool. That's Battle of Los Angeles Steelbook. So I've got Bad Dreams and Visiting Hours on a Scream Factory double feature from this crate. Pretty cool little thing here. Like I said, I just stick whatever in the crate. I've got like certain ones, but most of them just have a bunch of just oddball stuff. You know, just whatever I've got. And I just stick together. I don't actually put mine in alphabetical order or nothing like that. I usually know what's in about most of them. But, so that's Bad Dreams and Visiting Hours, which I really enjoy Bad Dreams. Visiting Hours pretty good too. But I haven't got this one open because I've actually got 2 copies of this one. So I just kept one sealed. I've got Bird with the Crystal Plumage, and this is a Cinema Cult release. And I think I've actually showed this in before. I don't remember. It's got one of these cool boxes, like it's a Blu-ray, but it's like in the, it's not a slip cover. I guess you could call it a slip box, maybe. I like these, and yes, it's not, it's sort of open. I didn't actually do that, that's how it come. But I actually like these little boxes like this. I wish more people had done this, but I like them actually better than I do the just the slip covers. It's kind of like a slip box, I guess. So that's Bird with the Crystal Plumage from Cinema Cult. I've got one of my favorites of all time, Kolchak the Nightstalker. This is like the greatest show of all time. Carl Kolchak. Or Kolchak. I can't say his name right. But played, of course, by Darren McGavin. And this is like a great show right here. He pretty much is just a newspaper guy that knows, like, you know, that there's crazy stuff out there like vampires and zombies and all this stuff, and he investigates when stuff starts happening in his town, and nobody believes him, and he tries to write stories about it, but the police or whoever always confiscate his stories and rip them up and throw them away, and nobody believes him. This is like a pretty good show. It was made in the 70s. Pretty much everybody knows about this one. It's just a fun little, as I'm trying to adjust the phone here and it ain't gonna work, but it's just a fun little movie, a little TV show to watch. And they actually made 2 movies about this, and I've got those too, made in 1974 through 1975. So this is all the 20 episodes, and they actually come out with a newer one of this in the 2000s. And it actually had, Darren McGavin was actually had passed away before that show was made. So what they did was, the very first of the newer Kolchak, they have like a computer animated thing of him like leaning on a desk as the new Kolchak walks in. So it's kind of cool, you know. You get to see him in the new one for like the first like episode of it. So I've actually got it too. It might be in this box, I'm not for sure. I'd have to look, or this crate. It's Kolchak the Nightstalker. So if you can actually get this at Walmart for like $17. I'd highly recommend it. It's 20 episodes. I'd highly recommend this. It doesn't come in this little box like this, but it comes in like just a regular case, you know, with the little things in there where you maybe has like 6 discs in there, and the little trays that you got 2 discs on each tray thing. So it's pretty cool. Kolchak the Nightstalker. Go out there and find this one and get it. It's a good one. And what else could I have? Bruce Campbell versus Army of Darkness. I told you I got 1,000,000 copies of this. This is actually one of my better copies. I've got this in a different case because I'm a stickler for actually good cases. This is probably my first copy I got, probably. This isn't one I've actually got recently. This is probably an old one. But I always put them in these cases because if the cases are messed up, I try to put them in a newer case. Sometimes I actually get movies for $1 or something. If the cases are real good, if they're new, I'll rip them open and switch out cases. And then I'll trade back the movie or whatever in the older case, the one I didn't actually like. But that's Army of Darkness. Bruce Campbell versus Army of Darkness, the director's cut. I got enough of these, don't I? I'm thinning it out, though. I'm actually giving these away to people at work and stuff just to spread Army of Darkness around. But that's Bruce Campbell versus Army of Darkness. Here we go. Don Dohler, Alien and Fiend. The Alien Factor and the Fiend. Two big Don Dohler ones. Classic right here. This is good stuff. This is retro media. Now, I think somebody, I believe... Massacre Video, if I'm thinking right, they're actually supposed to come out with the Fiend on Blu-ray, so I can't wait for that. Most people like brand new movies. I want the Fiend on Blu-ray. It's so cheesy and fun and cornball. I want it on Blu-ray. I'd rather have it than, people can't wait to get Friday the 13th on another set of Blu-ray. I want the Fiend on Blu-ray. But, that's two of my favorites, Alien Factor and Fiend, two big Don Dohlers. So that's pretty cool right there. I really like this set. Hey, it's Dario Argento's The Inferno. This is my favorite Dario Argento. Argento at his very best. That's what I would agree with that. And this is, of course, the Blue Underground. And this was kind of scarce for a little while. It seemed like the price went up on it. I've got like 2 or 3 copies of it. But, because it's one of my favorite ones. This one might actually be open. I don't really know. I've got a couple of them that's open, a couple of them that's sealed. I'll find them every once in a while. I'm like a weird collector. I like getting multi copies of them. If I can find them cheap. Like, I found one for like $5 one time at a store. I just went ahead and grabbed it because $5, it's at least worth 20 to 25 usually on, eBay or something. So, that's Dario Argento's Inferno. If you haven't seen this one, check it out. It's pretty wild. Pretty wild movie. It's hard to really explain. It's so crazy like, but it's a fun one. My favorite Hammer, Plague of Zombies. I love this thing. I've got the little dual disc thing here from, I don't even know who puts this out, really. I guess, Shock Movies, I guess. I'm not really for sure. This is not really what you think of a zombie movie. It's more like this guy has this abandoned mine or something, and nobody will work in there because the roof's caving in. If I remember right, it's been a long time. I remember this was my favorite one right here though, and so he makes these zombies up so they can actually go in there and in his mine or whatever and work. It's real kind of cheesy fun. I like it though. Plague of Zombies. That's a Hammer from the Shock collection. This is like Region B, I think. So, pretty cool. This is like the only one I've got of these Hammer ones like this. I just had to get this one because it's my favorite. I've got Ghostbusters 1 and Ghostbusters 2 on like a Best Buy. Like, only at Best Buy, which you could get these other places. Sometimes if you look at this stuff, this is only at Best Buy, and then you can buy it like at Zabby's, or you can buy it like other places. It's kind of dumb. But that's what they'll say. They'll say, only at Best Buy, and then you can buy them everywhere else. But I used to like these movies when I was a kid. I remember I had a Ghostbusters 2 poster, the one up there where the ghost has got the 2 and the 2 fingers like peace for Ghostbusters 2, so I had to grab these. They're pretty cool anyways. They're pretty neat. I think I like the first one cover better. It's got that ghost in the library there. But I mean, they're pretty fun little movies. Kind of cheesy fun. That Ghostbusters 1 and 2 on Steelbook Blu-ray. I've got the Boogans here. And this one's kind of usually hard to get. I've got it sealed. I actually got 2 copies of this. My first one didn't come with a slip cover, so I bought another one. Or I bought another one, the slip cover, so I kept it in there. And the daggum slip cover come, and it's got a big dent in it right there. I'd almost want to sell this one just to see or try to get another slip cover. That one's got a big dent in it. I was almost I wanted to take it back, but I was like, yeah, I'll just keep it. But like I said, if I knew I could order another one and get a better slipcover, I would. But I don't even know if you can get this thing anymore and get it with a slipcover. But it's pretty cool. It's by Olive Films, and sometimes they do good, sometimes they do bad or whatever. But the Boogans, I don't think this is good. There's another. This is like a monster, that little monsters that come from a mine or whatever. There's one called The Strangeness, and I prefer The Strangeness over this because it's real weird. Like, it's all in the mine. This one, they're like in a cabin, and the monsters come up from like underneath the house and go into the basement, and they start going after the people. Like I said, I like the Strangeness better, but this one's pretty fun. So that's the Boogans. The Magnificent Seven collection, and a cool story about this, if you ever watch, there's a guy called Mr. Parker that does a lot of good videos, and he started like giving stuff away, and actually won this one. Like, if you put your name in there and he selects you, you know, he'll kind of bend the papers up, fold them up, and then he just draws a name, and actually won this one. So that's the Magnificent Seven collection. Never did open, and I've seen all these movies. I just never have wanted to. But it's kind of a cool, just because I won this from Mr. Parker, I thought that was pretty neat. So the Magnificent Seven collection. Here's an Arrow Wide of the Eye Steelbook. And I've got this on regular, and the movie's alright. I was hoping it'd be a mystery, but it's kind of like not really much of a mystery to the movie. So I didn't. Usually I like my movies, if they're like this, I like not knowing who the killer is, and you sort of know who the killer is, or it leads you to believe who the killer is, and it is the killer, and it's kind of a letdown. I mean, the movie was alright. I'd rather not know at all, you know, who the killer is, and then, wow, it's that person, or it's this person, or I can kind of guess. But this movie wasn't too bad. I've got it on regular Arrow, so I just kept the Steelbook sealed. So, it's actually got dust on it. It's been sitting sealed up for so long. But, Wide of the Eye Steelbook. Island of Terror with Peter Cushing, my main man, Peter Cushing, and Telly Savalas. This is a pretty fun little movie. I've got this on DVD and Blu-ray in this same, whatever this, is it Shock again, maybe? I don't know who makes this one. I'm not really for sure. And this one's A, B, and C. Screenbound. I'm not really sure who makes this little. I'm not too familiar with this company. It was the only, I think I ordered this on Zabby maybe. And I'm like a big Peter Cushing fan, so anything with him in it, you know. Now I've got this on Scream Factory, so I think my Scream Factory's actually open. I think it's this movie. Island of Terror is on Scream Factory. I think this is the same movie, and I've got it open. I just never did open this one. And I don't think my DVD's opened either. So, like I said, I'm an odd collector. I'll just collect stuff, and if I already got it, I'll just leave it sealed. I just collect it to collect it. So that's Island of Terror. The only Punisher that matters, Dolph Lundgren, the Punisher. The guilty will be punished. Now, this is a great movie. It's actually oddball, cornball, whatever you want to call it, but it's great. It's a fun one. And, of course, this is the Steelbook. I think I got this from Zabby's, maybe. But it's fun. This is a really good movie. Like I said, I always like Dolph Lundgren's like my favorite action. I'm old enough to remember those great 80s action, you know, movies. You got Arnold, you got Jean-Claude Van Damme, Steven Seagal, but my main man was Dolph Lundgren. He's the best. Like I said, anybody that can play the Punisher and then play He-Man, he's got to be good. It's got Louis Gossett Jr. in it too. This is a really fun little movie. I think you can get this at Walmart for like $3.74, just a regular DVD copy. If you haven't seen it, it's a pretty fun one. But like I said, it's going to be one of those 80s crazy movies where, you know, the guys can shoot at him 1,000,000 times and never hit him, and he can hit every one of them with one shot. But I mean, it's just a cornball kind of fun 80s movie. Action with Dolph Lundgren, the man.